Test 4. You will hear a number of different recordings, and you will have to answer questions on what you hear. There will be time for you to read the instructions and questions, and you will have a chance to check your work. All the recordings will be played once only. The test is in 4 sections. Write all your answers in the listening question booklet. At the end of the test, you will be given 10 minutes to transfer your answers to an answer sheet. Now turn to Section 1. You will hear a woman interviewing a man about the town transport system for a local council survey. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 10. Listen carefully to the conversation and answer questions 1 to 10.
Yes?
Can I take a couple of minutes of your time to ask a few questions?
Depends. What's it about?
It's a survey for the local council about transport and the related infrastructure in the town. They want to know what form of transport most people use to get in and out of town and if there needs to be any improvements. So, for example, how did you travel to town today?
By car, but I usually come by bus. You see, we only have one car and I've got the use of it today.
OK then. Can I continue?
Sure.
First, what's your name?
It's Peter First.
Peter. And that's F-I-R-S-T?
First with a U. My grandparents were from Germany.
Right, thanks. And what's your address?
It's 17 Cherry Tree Road.
That's up in Carlton by the golf course, isn't it? It's about a 15-minute drive from here.
If you have a car, yes. The bus is a different matter. I've definitely got something to say about that.
OK, we'll come to that in a moment. Cherry Tree Road, that would make your postcode BH4 something.
BH3 4AB.
Ah, yes, got it. And what do you do for a living, Mr. First?
I recently gave up teaching and I'm working from home as a freelance writer.
Bit of a change. Right. And what is your reason for coming into town today?
I come to town about 3 or 4 times a week to go to the library or visit the gallery, or just sit in a cafe and read the papers, just to get out of the house, really. But this morning I'm here to do the shopping. That's why I've got the car. I don't want to lug a whole load of shopping around on the bus.
Now I've got your details, we can talk about the transport arrangements the town has and any suggestions you might have about improving it. This includes arrangements for pedestrians, I should add. You mentioned something about buses before.
Yes. Where I live, the bus only comes by every hour and a half. This will get you to Main Road, where you can connect to a bus that comes into town. Now, I can walk that. It takes about 20 minutes. But there's many that live there that can't. The buses should come more often than that. That needs to be looked into.
Yes, I'll make a note of that.
Another thing. As I said, I came in by car today, and I spent the better part of half an hour looking for somewhere to park. There used to be 3 multi-storey car parks here. Now there's only 2, and precious few other places to park without getting fined. I know parking is a problem everywhere, but it's one they need to think about.
Do you have any suggestions?
Well, I suppose you could have car parks outside the town centre, and then a special bus link from there into town. This would help solve other problems as well.
Such as?
Congestion, for one thing. Many people complain about that and the air pollution it creates. I was caught in a traffic jam in the high street earlier, and apart from wasting my time, it didn't improve my blood pressure. Cutting down the number or even banning private vehicles from the town centre would help with that.
You have a point.
And you could then pedestrianise the area up where they have the market. This would make it safer, cleaner and less noisy, and make shopping there a much more pleasant experience. I think a lot more attention should be paid to what pedestrians, shoppers want and need. Cars are favoured over people.
What about cyclists then? Do you think if more people used bikes to get around, it would improve things?
As a person who likes walking, and as a driver, I find cyclists a nuisance. But I can see the benefits. My son cycles to work here every day, and I think it's quite risky on these busy roads. He says the solution is simple. Create more cycle lanes. I'd go along with that.
OK then. I think that's just about it. Thank you for your time.
No problem.
That is the end of section 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to section 2.